All right, I think I've got this figured out. So, good morning, good afternoon, PD team. Very excited to talk a bit with you today. So, I'm Kyle, and we're going to be talking a bit about Stanley Black& Decker, more commonly in our industry referred to as MTD, perhaps. But before I get into the customer and their products, I'll talk a little bit about me and my team. So starting with the team, Jake Kaya, who I'm sure most of you know, is an account manager on my team. Very fortunate to have Jake. He's been with the company for, oh my gosh, 2.5 years, which has flown by. So very excited to have Jake and to watch him grow in his career. He's out in New York right now, fighting a battle, but he'll be back soon and back with us shortly. In the meantime, we have another person on our team by the name of Paul Hoff. Paul Hoff is filling in when Jake is not able to be here. Paul is part-time right now, again, backing up Jake. But Paul has been on for about 6-7 months. So got up to speed very quickly and has been very knowledgeable and helpful, helping out with operational related items to our accounts. And then lastly, again, I'm Kyle. Thank you for having me. I've been with Briggs & Stratton for almost 15 months in a sales capacity, and came from Harley-Davidson, spent 11 years there, but very excited to be with you in this industry and with Briggs & Stratton. So let's talk a bit about Stanley Black & Decker, again, sometimes more commonly referred to as MTD. So MTD out of Ohio has been a longtime customer of Briggs & Stratton. You'll see and hear about their consumer-facing brands, Troy-Bilt and Cub Cadet, most commonly. And in 2019, Stanley Black & Decker out of Connecticut acquired a 20% stake in the MTD business, and then in 2021, Stanley Black & Decker acquired the remaining 80%. So as of 2021, Stanley Black & Decker owns all of MTD, including all of their brands. So starting all the way at the top, just so everyone understands the lay of the land, Stanley Black & Decker is broken down into 3 business segments: tools, outdoor, and then industrial. And actually, as of late, tools and outdoor have been combined, but the website hasn't been updated yet. So we'll talk about all 3. So tools, obviously, power tools, everybody knows DeWalt, Black & Decker, Craftsman, Stanley, etc. Outdoor brands is us, we'll talk about last. And then industrial solutions. Industrial solutions is primarily the Stanley brand. And they make most notably hydraulic tools for the railroad industry. So let's dive deeper into our area. So let's go to the outdoor brands segment. So in addition to the legacy brands that came with the MTD acquisition, like Cub Cadet and Troy-Bilt, the portfolio of Stanley Black & Decker also includes DeWalt. It includes Hustler or Excel Hustler out of Heston, Kansas, Craftsman, and then a few other smaller brands. But for the most part, where Briggs & Stratton is playing with Stanley Black & Decker, it is with the Cub Cadet, Hustler, Craftsman, and Troy-Bilt brands. So why don't we just take a moment, let's dive into Cub Cadet, and we'll talk a little bit deeper. So from a volume perspective, Briggs & Stratton historically has done in the millions of engines being sold to historically MTD. As the industry has consolidated and electrification has increased, that number has shrunk a bit. But still today, we're selling and positioning between 500,000 up, 1 million engines across the Stanley Black & Decker portfolio. So let's take a look at Cub Cadet, and we'll kind of talk about where we play. So most of what we sell to Stanley Black & Decker across all of their brands, right? So we're going to look at Cub Cadet here, but while I show you this again, it could also be Craftsman, it could also be Troy-Bilt, or some other smaller brands, but it's going to be push mowers. So self-propelled push mowers, wide area walk behinds. Here is where the vast majority of our volume is placed with them. So anything from 125 cc all the way up to 223 cc small vertical engines. And then, as you'll see, kind of starting on this wide area walk behind, some single cylinder engines, vertical shaft coming out of Statesboro. So the small vertical shafts here coming out of Poplar Bluff, and then the single cylinder also vertical shaft coming out of Statesboro. So again, that's historically where we play. Where we want to be growing in the future is on tractors and zero turns. So if we kind of take a look here, there we go. The tractors, we do have a couple singles on as of today, but again, where we know the growth is happening, and where we are working actively with their engineers and product managers and procurement folks is on zero turns. So again, keep in mind, we're looking at Cub Cadet, but this could be Troy-Bilt, it could be Craftsman, it could be other brands. In addition to single cylinders, we have current placement on an Ultima unit for 2024 with a Briggs powered twin. And so we intend to continue to grow that relationship and add placement with twins. But for the most part, that is the lay of the land. You know, we see a good path to growth with the future. Very good customer. Enjoy working for them. A lot of different brands. A lot of things to look at and see. And I'll make sure that everyone on this call and in the audience has my information, as well as Paul's information and Jake's information. Please reach out if you've got any questions. Again, it's great to see everybody. Great to meet virtually. I'm sure we'll meet shortly, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.